The Oracle Dev Gym is all about developing and deepening your expertise through exercise, through active engagement with the technologies. So in addition to watching a video or reading a documentation set about a feature of, say, SQL or PL SQL, you can come to the Dev Gym and take quizzes and workouts and classes. So let's take a look at what is involved in taking a quiz on the Dev Gym. When you come to the homepage, you'll be offered a set of featured quizzes. We set them up each week from our library of thousands of quizzes on Oracle database technologies. And if any of these look interesting to you, just click on the card and in you go. You'll be presented with the question and a set of choices that could be correct. In general, more than one can be correct or none can be correct. And the key thing here is that you get to read the code and decide for yourself, does it work or not, as opposed to running it and trying it, see if it sticks to the wall. So the Dev Gym quizzes are all about enhancing your ability to read and understand the code and the concepts behind them. So you can pick the choices that you think are right. Submit your answer. And by the way, if you have no idea, you can just say that too. We don't force you to make a choice. Submit your answer. And then you can explore all sorts of details about the question, the choices, which one are correct, which aren't, explanations about why they're correct and not. You can explore other quizzes, further study resources, even engage in conversations about those quizzes. So it's pretty easy and fast to take a quiz. And once you've taken one, you'll probably want to take many more so you can go back to the home page. And from here, you can take another one of your featured quizzes. Notice the check mark indicates that I've already taken it. Or you can say, you know what? I've always wanted to learn about the for all feature of PL SQL. So I type in my keyword, and I'm taken to the Find Quizzes page that will give you all sorts of quizzes based on your criteria. So I can say, well, these are all the matches for all. Wow, that's a lot. You know, I'd really like to just focus on the beginner ones. This is new for me. Click on beginner. Okay, great. Let's get started with this. And again, click in on the card, and off I go to my quiz. And I learn and learn and learn with each quiz I take. How about a few tips for helping you answer your quizzes? Let's click on the SQL range quiz. And as you can see, once again, I see the question text, laying out the contents of my table, asking me what the result should be or which choice is correct based on this desired output. And then I can again scroll through the code and read my SQL and understand it. But notice in the top right-hand corner of the page, there's a little hamburger. If I click on that hamburger, I can look at the assumptions for the quiz. So if you have questions about, well, is set server output turned on? When is the NLS date format, et cetera, you might read through this to avoid making any assumptions of your own that are incorrect. You can read instructions for the quiz, which are usually pretty straightforward. You can also, for non-competitive quizzes that aren't being ranked, you can look at the code. So here's all the code that's generated from the quiz itself and all the different choices. And you can grab this code out, run it in your environment of choice, for example, in livesql.oracle.com, and you can test it out on your own. You can do this while you're taking the quiz to see which choices are correct and not, though we encourage you to actually read the code and figure out what's going on. But you do have access to that code if you'd like to simply shortcut the process, run it, watch what happens, and go exploring in depth. Finally, you have a little box called Notes to Myself in which you can write down your ideas about the different choices. Some of these quizzes go on for a fairly lengthy screen real estate, and we give you a couple of options for making it easier to get through all of that. You can say, collapse all my quizzes, all my choices, and then I just want to open up one at a time so I can explore that one. Notice if I chose choice 1 is correct, it'll still show me that. And I might say that in my scratchpad, choice 1 was correct because where clause was present. So I can give myself little clues that I can use as I look through the other choices. I can also, of course, expand all. So all these different little widgets help you have a better quiz-taking experience, and this is even more important when you're taking a competitive quiz, and you need to keep track of your information as you go through the quiz, trying to answer as quickly as possible, but also as correctly as possible. So take advantage of all the tools available to you. I'll finish up this quiz, and I'll see how I did. Well, not all that great, which is not a big surprise because all I did was guess. I'm sure you'll do much better. Enjoy.